The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection says government will on December 15, 2014 close down the Bonyasa witch camp in the northern region. The Bonyasa witch camp is one of the 6 witch camps in the region. The closure forms part of moves by government to close down all witch camps across the country after reports of human rights abuses. So, colleague Kwabna Chenchenhine has been speaking to some members of the public on this issue.
So you believe in witches and wizards and all?
Well, is it? I know they are there. Why don't you believe? You can believe it. So far as there's, I believe in witchcraft.
So they are there. They are existing.
They are there.
In physical or spiritual form?
Well, it can be a spiritual form. You can see them physical. Or some night you can see them. You can't see. How can you see a witchcraft physical? You can see them in spiritual form.
So how are you able to determine that? Probably some people will look at someone and say, "Nah, where do I pay for? This lady is a witch." How are people able to ascertain that people are witches?
Well, his attitude, her attitude to somebody, you can describe that person as a witch. But sometimes, you know, if you are watching, say, be a Nisubentino or a Benfoa, then you're not correct.
Have you had any encounter with any witch or wizard?
How can you know? What do you mean? What do you mean? Maybe no be a say, maybe I be a Benfoa and I'm sort of a Benfoa. No. So
let's have a hypothetical situation where you're able to determine that this lady is a witch or this gentleman is a wizard. What do you do to him?
Hey, because of being a I just stay away from that person.
So then maybe we should just push those people to a particular place and maybe house them.
I think it's not necessary.
It's not nice. It's not nice to house them, but you are trying to restrain yourself from them. Why don't you rather seclude them, put them in a particular place, bundle all of them up somewhere?
Oh no, I mean I'm against that. That's why I don't believe in trokusi. I don't like that.
You don't believe in which comes and all?
Yes, you before no yeah, office will be a before. One can say office will be a before. You stay away from that person. And I say you know how to move that person. Yeah, when you say will be a before, or to chin baby. No. On your coupon will be a before and will be on your before. But because will be a before. Who is be as much way before? Who can watch and I call baby, which I watch and I call baby. When you quiet the basa, no be no sold in the BB about so.
Christian.
So you believe in the existence of those witches and wizards and all?
Yeah.
How are you able to determine that this person is a witch or not?
Oh, how the person will react, you will see that the person is a witch or something, whatever like that.
And usually, what do you do to people who you see or you perceive as witches?
I pray for them to change.
You pray for them?
Yeah.
So what do you make of we housing these people we claim are witches or wizards? We have putting them in one place and saying, you people, you are outcasts, stay here.
No.
Isn't that a good thing?
No.
Why? But we are keeping them away from us so they don't affect us spiritually.
For all things, we have to pray. We have to pray to them so that they have stopped what they are doing.
So there's no point in housing them, keeping them at places.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, we also have several chiefs in the northern region who have kicked against the appeals by Action Aid for camps there to be disbanded. According to the chiefs, the disbandment of the witch camps will lead to escalation of uncontrollable violence in communities and even worsen the plight of persons accused of sorcery. Right, so I have been joined online by Francis Xavier Sosu. He is a human rights and public interest lawyer at the Ministry of... Well, Francis, thank you for joining us on the News Desk.
Yes, thank you. Good morning to you and all your viewers.
Right, thanks. Let me quickly find out. You've heard about the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection who has announced that government will on December 15 close down the Bonyase witch camp in the northern region. Your thoughts on that?
Well, as far as I am concerned, I believe it is a welcome news that finally the issues of protection of the rights of these women who have been alleged to be witches is no more a mere talk, but it is going to be by an action. Because for a very long time, it has been a concern that these women are being camped in the name of they being witches. But we only talk about the fact that it is a violation of their fundamental rights, their right of freedom, the fact that their dignity has been violated by such confinement. But nobody really seems to really do anything about that. So as far as I'm concerned, it is a very welcome news that the Ministry of Gender and Social Protection has finally decided to take an action to close down these witch camps.
But the chiefs are also saying that they have a point that if it is closed down, there will be a lot of uncontrollable confusion there because people would accuse, and if there's nowhere to take them, for them, keeping them in a camp is a way of protecting those witches, those accused as being witches.
I think it is a very welcome concern because when you look at the source of this practice, you know, you would realize that the practice is endemic in culture and it is endemic in beliefs, values, you know, and customs of those people. But it is very important for us to understand that when you look at the 1992 Constitution, the Constitution clearly in Article 11 says that these customs and practices and beliefs as they pertain to particular communities can be a source of law. So to the extent that the community has agreed that this is the way we want to go about, you know, people we allege to be witches, that could be a source of law and it could be a practice that could be allowed under the Constitution. However, the Constitution in Article 1.1 actually 1.1 says that the Constitution shall be the supreme law of Ghana, and any law which is inconsistent with the Constitution shall be null and void. And it is not only any law, but it would also include any practice, any belief, any aspiration, any views that are inconsistent with the Constitution. To the extent of its inconsistency shall be null and void. Now, this practice which confines women, which only have been alleged of certain practices which are not even criminal offenses under our Act, how do you explain, you know, the kind of violation and the kind of torture and the kind of, you know, dehumanizing treatment they are given under those circumstances? Because being kept in that camp means that they will be denied of adequate food, they will be denied of adequate health care, they will be denied of basic social amenities, and all the, you know, the right to participate fully in one's society has been denied these women. So it is right that this closure is going to take place. What it means is that all these agitations or these fears must be taken into account by the ministry and all the state agencies, so that it is going to be an interministerial or interinstitutional project, so that it will not be just Ministry of Gender and Social Protection, but it will also include the police service, the security services, and all of them coming together to ensure that there will be a successful closure of this camp. And I'm even thinking that when this closure takes place, initially these people shouldn't be put back into the community. We can actually get a social welfare facility for them and then gradually integrate them and move them from a social welfare facility into their community. I believe that will be a more progressive approach than simply closing the place and sending them back to their communities where the people are not ready to accept them.
Right, thank you so much, Francis Xavier Sosu. He is a human rights and public interest lawyer. He has been sharing with us how we can close down the witch camp successfully, more peacefully. He has called on the ministry to also work hand in hand with social welfare and the police security services to ensure that there is a peaceful closure and the reintegration of the witches back into society. This is where we draw the curtains on News Desk. My name, once again, is Gladys Osei Oredu. You could get more news on myjoyonline.com. For more updates, more information on myjoyonline.com. We come your way again at noon on News Today, when we bring you more fresh news happening around us. Just keep your dial right locked on Joy News on Multi TV.